theory that reptilian entities are manipulating the world and taking over. Okay, so already the first minute of this video presents biases.
The veil lifted, and I saw the world. David Icke from England. I went through an extraordinary series of what you might call 20 years ago in 1989, and basically it's led me over 20 years to a very
Right there. That's kind of late, but so he says he underwent a journey of research that lasted over 20 years. This would result in the Dunning-Kruger effect, as it would make him believe that he is an expert in this area of thought. And it would also has the potential of leading to an authority bias in the viewer, as they would then see him as an expert because his research is so extensive, even though he never says what this research consisted of or what he actually did to support this theory. He goes on to talk about the idea of interbreeding between these entities and connects it to the old tradition of royals marrying within the same family. However, he's neglecting to look at the big picture, as this wasn't just limited to royal families, and it was happening in all these disconnected parts of the world. This is an example of his brain putting together select pieces of information, like just looking at royal families, so that it works perfectly with this idea. So next, effect heuristic. Icke has the gut feeling that something is off about this world, and he goes on to talk about these powerful figures from the Rothschilds to Obama, and says that they're possessed by these reptilian entities. And now it's easy to look at someone in the media and think, oh, something's off about them, they're just weird, especially when you're in that mindset that the world around you is being manipulated. So after this, another time, Icke connects all the figures that are worshipped or feared by other cultures to be these reptilian entities. And he even goes on to talk about families like the Rothschilds with a supposed history of black magic. So basically, everything that has to do with history or the unknown is connected back to this theory of reptiles. All right, so availability heuristic. So Icke gives the example of human sacrifices. And while this isn't a current event, it is common knowledge, and it really jumps out at you. So it could have the effect on the viewer saying, oh, yeah, I remember that, I know about this totally makes sense. And then they cut to a segment right here, so where this other scientist is talking on TV, which could create an authority bias once again in the viewer, even though you don't know his credentials, his background, who the heck he is, but since he's being featured on TV as a scientist, he must be right. And lastly, another gut reaction. Icke says that ghosts are these entities because they're occupying the same space just on a different wavelength. So, and if you believe that and you see ghosts, I mean, your gut's gonna tell you, oh, it's obviously a reptile. But, so I did come into this with quite a bit of bias, actually. I kind of looked at the title of the theory and laughed a little bit. But after I watched the video, I did my own research. I still don't believe in this theory. It looks like Icke is making patterns out of rumors and lore. There's no valid research presented in this video, and I couldn't find anything valid online. David Icke believes in a ton of conspiracies and says like a force just comes over him and tells him what to write. And like that's how he knows this stuff. And that just doesn't do it for me. I need solid research and legitimate examples to take this kind of thing seriously. And there's just nothing here with sustenance supporting this theory. Thank you.